Would you like better core strength, but you just don't know where to start? Maybe you've tried doing some boot camp, or you've tried planks, or you've tried just getting moving again, but still don't feel that your core is doing what you would like it to do. Well, that's one of the main problems we face when we're seeing clients. My name's Saree Hewlett. I'm a musculoskeletal physiotherapist, and I see clients who feel that their core is weak. They have either back pain, or they've had surgery, or they just haven't done a lot for a long time, and they feel that their core doesn't support them in the way that they would like. And the thing is, building up core strength takes a bit of technique, and there is a strategy behind it. You can't go from doing nothing or having pain or being sedentary to running and doing boot camp and playing a whole heap of sport expecting your body to support you. It just doesn't work. And what can happen is that you either fatigue, or you can get so far but you can't get that little bit further. And over the past 25, 28 years that I've been working with clients, like I say, there's a strategy behind getting your core stronger. And I've put all those things that I've learned and how I've helped clients into an 8-week online program. And that is a core strength Kickstarter program, and it is aimed to help you kickstart your core. And what does that mean? Core strength is one of these things that is individual to different people. Some people feel that core strength is literally, I need my six-pack. If I haven't got a six-pack, then I don't have core strength. And you can have the fabulous six-pack in the world, it can look defined, but your core strength and your ability to have deep core strength might not be that great. On the other hand, we have people that don't have a defined six-pack, but they have the most fabulous ability to control their core. So for me, if you're thinking about your core, we're thinking about your deep muscles in your tummy. We're thinking about the diaphragm that sort of is on the top end of your core. You've got your pelvic floor, and then you have the smaller, deeper muscles in the spine and the back and the fascia, which all work together to give you that inherent corset around your body. It's not about doing heaps and heaps of crunches and sit-ups and planks. It is about getting everything to integrate together so everything works at the right time to support you. And when we're talking about core strength, you want your core strength to be working for you at a low level all day, every day. So we're trying to access those postural muscles. So typically, if you have weaker core strength, what would you note? I mean, from the sort of girly mummy side of it, you might feel that it's that mummy tummy that it's just squidgier than we want it to be. It hasn't quite maybe come back after childbirth, or maybe we haven't really had a lot of exercise that's worked to get us to get that tone back in our tummy. So we're talking about bellies that maybe feel a little bit squidgier than we would like. From a movement point of view, you might find that when you're moving, you just get sore and achy in the back all the time, or that you use a lot of your legs a lot of the time, or you favor a lot of your back muscles. So we hold ourselves, we think about things, we brace, and then we do stuff, and it's a lot of effort involved. If we're doing things like housework, or we're sweeping, or we're hoovering, or you're just getting kids in and out of cars, or for those who play sport, you might find that you're actually quite sore afterwards, and you think, I fatigue quicker than I would like. It's not as easy for me to move, and I just get a little bit sore and achy in the back. And other things that can be common is that we use the back of our backs all the time instead of using the deeper muscles to help. So all of those things put together can paint a picture where we are a little bit weaker. So the way I explain it to my clients if they come in is, if you think that you've pulled on a pair of pants, they're a little bit loose at the top, but you're not actually using the belt to hold them up. You're sort of wearing things that are a little bit loose, and they just need to come in and support you that little bit more, so that it doesn't feel like everything's sort of collapsing on you. So that's sort of one way to look at your core strength, is that the little bit extra, if you can manage and things are good and everything works, but if you do too much, your pants fall down. So that's a little bit like having that sort of core that's not quite working for you. You can do everything and what have you, but you push your body that little bit too much, and it doesn't like it. So our aim is that you have a good core, you have a core that supports you. And what my take on it for you is to actually have it where you're standing and then you're able to move, where you're standing and you're moving and you're able to function well, and that everything is supporting you. You're not overusing all the other muscles to help you, and that is inherently what some stability or that core strength should really be about. It should be that when you're moving, it feels effortless. When you're moving and you're walking, it feels like everything supports you. When you're trying to move around and do stuff, it's not like a chore and it's, oh my God, I have to think and I have to brace. And you know, when we're lifting something that's heavy or we're doing something that's a bit awkward, we need to think about things and think, you know, this weighs 20 kilos, how am I going to get it over to here? And we need to think about how we do it properly. But what we don't want happening is the, you know, the stupid things when we drop a tissue or a pen or we're trying to pick up stuff from the floor that we go, oh, I can't do that because it hurts, or you know, it's too hard for us to get down and get up from the floor because we don't feel that we have enough support in the right place. So all of that I've learned for the past 28 years that I've been working as a physio, there is a strategy behind all that. There is a way that we can see and we can test what's working and what's not working. So for most people, you know, we think core strength and we think six pack, but it's not about just the six pack, it's also about the deeper muscles in the stomach. So are they actually working to support you? Are you holding yourself in a way that means that some of your obliques are weak? Are you using things like your deeper hip flexors and your big muscles too much? Are those big muscles tight? And that's a lot of what we're going to go through throughout the 8-week course. It's like, how do you test yourself to find out if the muscles are tight? How do you know if your muscles are weaker on one side compared to the other? How do we know if it's your internal muscle on one side compared to your external muscle on the side? Because these things are key. If you're then working and you're trying to strengthen yourself up, but you're not sure which muscles are already strong and which muscles are already weak, then you're going to struggle, because how do you know you're strengthening up the weak ones and not just strengthening up the strong ones even more? And this is where people struggle and where people fail, because the strong ones get stronger, which is kind of good, but the weak ones get weaker or they don't improve at the same rate, and then your problem exacerbates. So if you'd like to join us on our course, it is 8 weeks. It is Kickstart Your Core. It doesn't mean that, you know, you have to be at ground zero, but it does mean that we're going to start at ground zero. We're going to start at the basics so that you know where you are. You know that this is my baseline. We've got 2 or 3 tests that we're going to do to show you where your baseline is and how that can improve, and also test to see if we can get you to improve just by changing things a little bit. And then your programming over the 8 weeks that we will do will be based around an app. And what will happen is you can log in and you can do what we're asking you to do, which will increase incrementally over that 8-week period. And you can also self-track. So if you haven't been on target and you haven't done these things, you can't expect after 8 weeks to have that stronger core. You will know, well, actually, I didn't do that bit and I didn't layer that bit into the next bit. So you can go back and then do those sections again and get the results at the end of the day that you would want. And then over time, you'll start to feel an improvement, and over time you'll start to feel that things will shift and things will change. What else are we going to cover? We're going to cover, like I said, the testing. We're going to give you the exercises that you need to do. We're also going to start those from the basics. So if you're trying to be up here at level 6 and we actually need you down here at level 1, you've skipped a fair few steps to get there. And then if you are doing those layerings in, plus all the other stuff that we need to work on, which is making sure that your pelvic floor is functioning, making sure that your tummy does actually work, and you can feel when you're working not enough, and you can feel when you're doing too much, and that's putting a downward pressure, which will actually weaken your core. Also, you can feel when you're bracing, because if you brace, then you're not getting good activation through your core. What you're doing is using your big muscles. So if you think about people who do gym work, and we're not dissing on people who do gym work, but if you think about gym work, it's all about building up all your big muscles. So we're working on your back extensors, we're working on glutes, we're working on quads, we're working on hamstrings, we're working on six pack, and that is a slightly different way of actually working and utilizing the big muscles. So they're all the big muscles that move you. So we want good strong muscles that can move you, but what doesn't happen with your core muscles is your core muscles should support you so you can move on top of those muscles. If you haven't got the basic support muscles first, what happens is you're using those big muscles to support you and then move you as well, and this is what happens when they get fatigued. So this is common when we see people who've done lots of boot camp or lots of that high-end work, like the higher level, more intense training, and they say, well, I can do 3 sessions a week, but I can't do 4 because I'm just fatigued. And it tends to be that what they're doing is they're using those great big muscles day in, day out for everything, and when they need to not work for everything, holding you upright is not their job. Your deep postural muscles are their job, so that you feel supported and you feel lighter, as opposed to feeling compressed and heavy and weighed down, which is what those big muscles working for you will tend to feel. So we'll go through the differentiation of that, and we'll also go through how you can get those to do less for you to allow those deeper muscles and posture muscles to work harder for you. So I'm actually really excited. We did this program a couple of years ago. Obviously with COVID last year we didn't quite run it, so we are running it again this year, and it's all online, which basically means that you can do it yourself at home. You will be able to email me if you have some questions or what have you, if there's anything that you're not sure of. However, at the end of the day, it is a self do at home program, so it takes you into your home, into your whatever mobile device or access to internet that you're using, so you can take that anywhere with you. So there's no excuses, you can do it through your basically privacy of your home. With that in mind, we're also going to go through some basic tips, because there's heaps of people who say, I cannot do this every day, half an hour or an hour on the floor exercise is just too much. So there are ways that you can cheat and that you can have something to do which is useful during the day, but it's not that hard. So, you know, building things into your everyday activities is going to be helpful for you, rather than feeling that, right, that's it, I do an hour at the end of the day and I lie on the floor at home and I do my exercises and that's it, I'm going to be better. And that's not the case at all, because what you do for that half an hour, 40 minutes, 10 minutes, hour at the end of the day is not going to override what you do day in, day out. We need to change how you think about using your body and how you do use your body and how you do move your body, so you're more aware of what happens when you're working, and also more aware of what happens when you're using your body, so you go, oh, actually, yes, that means that's going to make that weaker. I do sit this way, I do stand that way, I do this kind of thing a lot of the time. And these are little tips and tricks that we use day in, day out in the studio here. So you can see behind me, we have a full Pilates studio at the back. We have, you know, fabulous equipment that we can use with our clients, which means that we can get them to do what we need them to do in certain ways to activate the right muscles. And I'm going to try and translate that over to you guys in your exercises at home through our program, that you can then utilize our knowledge that we've used from here. So can you get a better core? Of course you can. Can you improve how you move? Of course you can. Can that work for you? Yes, if you're following what we've taught you and how we teach you to do it, it can. Now, if you're keen and you think, yep, need a stronger core, want to get going, and I want some expert help and guidance, then please come and sign up for our course. At the end of the day, like I said, there is a strategy behind it. It's, you know, it's not as simple as let's get some core exercises and drag them off the net and then just get going with those. You need to know what you're doing and why. You need to do the right things in the right order. It's a little bit like baking a cake. If you sort of do the wrong things and skip a step, or you add a little bit, or you take a little bit out, it doesn't quite look like you wanted to at the end. Whereas if you're making a main meal, you can just pick some, add flavors and do things and what have you, and it all turns out sort of okay, and it doesn't matter if it's not quite to recipe. if you're doing things like your core work and you actually want to get it right from the day one and set the right groundwork, the right rulings, the right exercises in the right order, so that you can start here and then layer in and grow with your core, then this is the program for you. So there'll be a link below if you are keen to join us. If for any reason you're seeing this at a different time, it will have the next course program that we run. So it will run from this round, will be the 12th of July 2021, and it will run for 8 weeks. So let me know if you have any questions. You can hit me up at info@thecoreexpert.com if you want to email me. But yeah, like I said, my name is Saree Hewlett. I'm a musculoskeletal physio, so I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this for 28 years and I've helped umpteen people get stronger, and also have major breakthroughs when they've realized, oh, I've been doing things wrong all these years, or a simple tweak has made this a lot more effective. And that's what we're after. Like, my aim is that I can help people in here day in, day out in person, and it would be great to reach many more people and be able to help you as well without you having to come and see us in person. So if you fit that bill, if you fit the bill of I want a stronger core and I don't know where to start, I've done something before and it hasn't quite worked, or I've tried to do core work and I didn't understand it, or I want to do core work and I would like to do an online and have it in the comfort of my own home, then this is designed and perfect for you. So if you've got this far, thank you for listening. Hopefully we can help you kickstart your core. I know we can. It is a little bit of a different journey for everybody. There's no one size fits all, but there's definitely strategies that work that can get you from A to B. We just have a little bit of a detour along the way to accommodate different people's bodies, but everybody can move, everybody can change, everybody can improve how they stand and how they work and how they have posture and how their strength is. So would be so pleased and so rapt to be able to help more people. Thanks for watching. Our Kick Strength Core Starter program is starting soon.